DuVernay is an excellent director, very excellent director. Um, and the reason why her New Gods movie will be successful is because at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League run, the trilogy that is, there'll be a lot of questions about the New Gods, like where was Steppenwolf, for example, in this Justice movie? Where did he come from? And questions about more about Apocalypse, more about New Genesis, more about all those things, High Father, etc. Because Avna said how excited she is to talk about the Furies. She has a comic book writer that's actually assisting her, and of course, Deborah Snyder has expressed her, admiration of Avner DuVernay. So, I truly believe Avner DuVernay is going to do very well. She did A Wrinkle in Time. I saw it. It was a really nice movie with Oprah Winfrey, etc. A very fantastical kind of movie. Even though critically and otherwise it didn't really do so well, it was exceptionally well made movie. Okay. And so I might be a first stab at it. I think that having people like Zach, Debbie, not necessarily for the directorial part, and not even necessary for the special effects, but just being the forerunners to sort of, you know, have something at least that Avner could look at, and you can see how comic book accurate Zach is with his characters, and not only comic book accurate, but also how they move as comic book characters. I think the excitement also for these characters to be seen on the screen, also Zach will put that sort of energy into it. I think Aquaman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman, Jason Momoa didn't want Zach to spoil the Atlantis, the city itself, and he never did, as you can see in this Justice League movie. And like I said, there is a level of a continuity between Zach stuff and what James Wan did. Um, Obviously, there's a certain degree of connectivity between what Patty Jenkins did with Wonder Woman and this iteration, and some connectivity with Wonder Woman 84 as well. But the point behind it is, I don't want to see Zach direct the entire DCEU. That's dumb. And he doesn't want to do that either. He wants to just kind of get it in motion the correct way. Is how I would look at it. But again, seeing that Warner Brothers has their own thing going on with Warner Brothers Pictures, that is, and then there's Warner Brothers Media, I do think that it's something where you have to really separate those two companies. Because as I said, I've already expressed my opinion about Walter Hamada and Toby Ebert. But I just think that with respect to, if you go and check out Chris Wong's channel, he goes into detail about what different articles and trades in the Hollywood is saying about it. But it's been received very, very well. Zack Snyder's movies have been received very, very well. The ones that his directorial style and what he was aiming to do was actualized. So I would tell people that the Snyder Cut has spawned, of course, restore the Snyderverse. But I do believe that I think that Warner Brothers is still going to try to Warner Brothers Pictures, that is, they're going to still try to put out movies along the lines of what Jeff Johns has been envisioning them to do. Even though I gotta admit, Zack Snyder did move along the lines, which is kind of interesting, of what Patty Jenkins, Warner Brothers wanted, Jeff Johns wanted. This particular film, Zack Snyder's Justice League, while it's very graphically violent, it kind of moves along those lines, to be honest with you. Um, the thing about it is that I think that these are the directors who are going to take the baton and go with it. I just think that the studio didn't, especially Warner Brothers Pictures, they didn't quite understand um, how to approach it. And the people who were put in charge of directing it, and see, if Greg Silverman had stayed, I think I carried it, went the course. People were now adjusting to the fact that this is a different take on characters, a radically different approach to characters. I think it would have done a load of good, you know. But it is what it is. I mean, when you have people inside of the business which are sabotaging the business, it's very difficult because these people will be speaking certain things to media and so on to develop a hostility towards other people in the business. And you just can't have that. Um, and so, by and large, I think though Ava is going to be an excellent director. I think that as I said before, I think that Patty Jenkins is an excellent director, and it's just lovely to see women also directing movies, high budget and big budget movies. So that's excellent actually, and of course, no thought should be going. It's a woman directing; it should be a director, but still. So I'm interested in seeing how that pans out. To be honest with you, and how the movie will progress. I think also the Batman films, that Ben Affleck was doing. I mean, you can see a whole bunch of movies being shaped by the Snyderverse. Not necessarily that they are um, following the Snyderverse. That is to say, I think that the New Gods movie that Ava might do may be on the Warner Bros. Picture side of things. I think the Snyderverse is going to stay along HBO Max and Warner Media side of things because HBO Max is also making movies for theater. So I think that keeping those two lanes may be separate, but yet willingly can be overlapped because they're beginning to find out the right tone and the right mix that is necessary. I think that's what DC was trying to do. Not DC, Warner Brothers. I think though they just dropped the ball on Zack Snyder stuff. They should have just held the course and seen it to the end. And yes, there are people who genuinely don't like Zack Snyder's movies and his movie making style. Again, everybody has different tastes. You don't have to watch it, right? But there's no way in God's green earth you can tell me, if you got blood moving in your veins, that some of the scenes are just spectacular. I mean, think, okay, okay. Let me tell you about mastery in filmmaking, but I'll do that in another video. So that's all I got to say about Ava DuVernay. She's going to do an excellent job. I have a lot of confidence in her. People like her, Matt Reeves, Patty Jenkins. These people have been in the business for a while, and they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? They do, really do. Another person who I have a lot of confidence in, James Wan. Not so much for story. He's a great action director, and so that you got a really good action movie. But and it's the first time he actually explored fantasy. So, but Patty Jenkins, Zack Snyder, Avner DuVernay, Matt Reeves. These are excellent directors, and they've proven it. They have track records that show that they're excellent directors, right? So you're gonna expect the Batman movie that comes out to be good. It's gonna be a good movie for sure. They got some hiccups in their production stuff, but it'll be a good movie. All right, people, I'm out of here. But of course, restore the Snyderverse. That's what we're talking about. Also, don't forget to support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Feeding America. And if you could help out my boy Damian Anton Vincent, I'll put his GoFundMe in the in the uh, in the information section below. Okay, I'm gonna catch you guys later. I am Christ and disciple. Peace.